Mari had once lived a life of glittering luxury in Paris. As a wealthy widow with a taste for the finest things in life, she had spent 15 years in a marriage that dazzled with glittering jewelry, extravagant parties, and international travels. Every corner of her world in the City of Light shone with sophistication and elegance, yet beneath the sparkling surface, a storm was quietly gathering. One fateful day, her husband Philip departed abruptly, leaving behind only a brief, cold letter. In an instant, the life she had known, the opulent existence, the endless soirees, the sparkling evenings, crumbled into disillusionment and sorrow. In the weeks that followed, Marie wandered through her lavish yet empty apartment. The grandeur that once filled every room now only served as a reminder of the betrayal that had shattered her heart. As she tried to come to terms with the loss, a moment of nostalgia overtook her one quiet evening. While rummaging through a closet in search of a forgotten scarf, she discovered an old photo album. The fragile pages held memories of happier times, a vacation in Indonesia, taken 5 years earlier, when she and Philip had visited Bali, Yogyakarta, and Banyuwangi. In one cherished photograph, she saw herself standing at the edge of a sunlit beach, smiling warmly as the golden sun dipped below the horizon. At that moment, Philip's face had radiated joy and contentment, a stark contrast to the emptiness she now felt. The discovery was bittersweet. Mari realized that the luxurious life she had believed to be perfect was built on illusions. The memories of her past now stung with the bitterness of betrayal, for the man she had trusted implicitly had hidden secrets. Unable to bear the suffocating memories of Paris and desperate for a new beginning, Mari made a sudden decision. She would leave behind her old life and journey to Indonesia, a land that had once enchanted her with its beauty and mystery. Her plane landed at Ngurah Rai Airport in Bali, where the warm, humid air immediately embraced her. For a few days, Mari wandered the island, trying to recapture the magic that had once lured her to Indonesia. Yet the bustling streets, crowded beaches, and incessant tourist chatter reminded her too much of her past life's superficial glamour. Craving solitude and authenticity, she listened intently when a friendly taxi driver mentioned Banyuwangi, a small town on the eastern tip of Java. He described it as a place where nature still reigned, where the beaches remained untouched by the relentless march of modernity, and where life moved at a gentle, unhurried pace. Intrigued by the driver's words, Mari journeyed onward. Arriving in Banyuwangi, she was immediately struck by the dramatic contrast between her former existence and this humble new world. Gone were the manicured gardens and glittering lights of Paris. Here, vast rice fields stretched out beneath endless blue skies. Small villages dotted the landscape, and the local people moved with a calm that seemed to echo the rhythmic lapping of the sea against the shore. Mari checked into a modest inn near the beach, a simple structure that, despite its lack of luxury, exuded a warmth and authenticity that resonated with her troubled heart. Each afternoon, she would sit on the inn's terrace, feeling the cool sea breeze and watching the waves roll in from the distant ocean. In those quiet moments, the memories of her former life began to fade, replaced by a tentative hope for renewal. She discovered that here in Banyuwangi, time seemed to slow, and each day offered the promise of healing. It was during one of these reflective afternoons that fate intervened in a most unexpected manner. While exploring a bustling traditional market, Mari was drawn by an irresistible aroma. Amidst the chatter of vendors and the vibrant colors of fresh produce, a modest sauté stall caught her attention. The savory scent of grilled goat meat, seasoned perfectly and mingled with hints of sweet spice, beckoned her closer. Behind the stall stood an elderly man, his face etched with years of experience and kindness. His simple, long-sleeved shirt and the warm, knowing smile he offered spoke of a life far removed from the pretense and ostentation Mari had known in Paris. The man introduced himself as Mr. Hassan. With a humble yet confident air, he served her a plate of freshly grilled satay, the skewers arranged neatly over a bed of subtly charred embers. As Mari took her first bite, the flavors exploded in her mouth, each morsel a testament to a craft honed over many years. The taste was both delicate and robust, a reminder that true richness in life often comes in the form of simplicity. In that moment, she felt something stir within her, a quiet recognition that perhaps there was more to life than wealth and glitter. Curiosity and an inexplicable pull led Mari to strike up a conversation with Mr. Hassan. He spoke softly and sincerely about his life. Once he had been a successful businessman in Surabaya, the proud owner of a flourishing textile company. His enterprise had employed hundreds of people, and for a time he had lived a life of affluence and respect. Yet fate had taken a cruel turn. In a devastating betrayal, his closest friend, someone he had trusted implicitly, had deceived him with forged documents, seizing control of his company and leaving him destitute overnight. Stripped of his former glory and forced to rebuild from nothing, Mr. Hassan had eventually found solace in the simple act of selling satay in Banyuwangi. Mari listened intently as Mr. Hassan recounted his story, her heart aching for the pain he had endured. In his calm, measured tone, she recognized echoes of her own suffering. Both had experienced betrayal by those they had trusted. Both had lost everything they once held dear. And yet, here they were, each in their own way, striving to rebuild a life from the ruins of the past. Over time, what had begun as chance meetings at a humble food stall slowly blossomed into a genuine connection. Mari returned to the satay stall day after day, drawn not only by the delicious food, but also by the warmth and resilience of Mr. Hassan's spirit. As the weeks turned into months, life in Banyuwangi started to weave its magic around Mari. She became an active part of the local community, drawn to the unpretentious way of life and the genuine care that its people shared with one another. Every day brought a new discovery, a friendly greeting from a neighbor, the soulful call to prayer from a small mosque, and the quiet determination of local artisans who labored with honest pride. In this modest world, Mari found a sense of belonging that had long eluded her in the glittering corridors of Paris. One radiant afternoon, while sitting on a weathered wooden bench near the satay stall, Mari finally mustered the courage to ask Mr. Hassan about his frequent visits to the local mosque. With a gentle smile, he explained that prayer was far more than a daily ritual for him. "It is in the mosque," he said softly, "that we come together not only to worship, but also to support one another. In those moments we find strength, comfort, and a reminder that we are never truly alone." His words resonated deeply with Mari, stirring within her a longing for spiritual connection. In the days that followed, she began to attend the mosque, initially as a curious observer and later as a participant drawn by its message of hope and community. Yet, even as Mari's new life began to offer solace and renewal, an unexpected shock from her former world shattered the fragile peace she had found. One morning, an urgent email from her lawyer arrived, bearing devastating news. Philip, the man who had once promised her a lifetime of devotion, had remarried. Even more painful was the revelation that his new wife was none other than a close friend, a person whom Mari had once trusted implicitly. The news struck her like a thunderbolt. Her heart pounded with a mix of fury and despair as she read the words, each sentence confirming that her past was not as distant as she had hoped. The luxurious world of Paris, once her sanctuary, now loomed as a painful reminder of betrayal. Overwhelmed by the reawakening of old wounds, Mari sought refuge at the one place that had come to symbolize hope and healing, Mr. Hassan's satay stall. One cool evening, as the sky was painted with the soft hues of dusk and the gentle murmur of the sea provided a backdrop, she sat on a small bench beside the stall. With tears streaming silently down her face, she recounted her anguish to Mr. Hassan. The elderly man listened with compassionate eyes, his presence offering a quiet solace that no grand gesture could ever provide. "I too have known the pain of losing everything," he murmured, placing a comforting hand on her shoulder. "Sometimes, when life strips us of our past, it gives us the chance to rebuild anew." His words, imbued with hard-won wisdom, sparked within Mari a fragile ember of hope. In the weeks that followed, Mari slowly began to let go of the remnants of her former life. Determined to forge a new identity in Banyuwangi, she started helping Mr. Hassan at his stall. Together they cleaned tables, prepared ingredients, and even learned the art of grilling satay to perfection. In those simple, shared tasks, Mari discovered a deep sense of purpose and fulfillment. No longer was her value measured by the glitter of wealth or the approval of high society. Now her worth was found in the honest labor of her hands and the genuine connections she forged with the people around her. As Mari immersed herself in this new life, an unexpected and tender love began to grow between her and Mr. Hassan. Their affection was born not of grand declarations or lavish gifts, but of shared pain, mutual respect, and the gentle understanding that comes only from knowing the depths of loss. One starlit evening, as cool breezes whispered across the quiet streets of Banyuwangi and the soft glow of lanterns illuminated their humble surroundings, Mr. Hassan took Mari's hand and with sincere eyes said, "I have lost much in my life, yet in losing everything, I found the strength to start over. Let us build a future together where our hearts guide us, where true wealth is measured not in riches but in love and honesty." His simple words struck a chord deep within Mari, and with a trembling smile she accepted his unspoken proposal. News of their union soon spread throughout the town. Whispers filled the markets, the mosques, and even the quiet alleyways. Some were astonished that a refined French widow would choose the humble path of a satay seller, while others marveled at the beauty of a love born from shared hardship. Regardless of the opinions of outsiders, Mari and Mr. Hassan found solace in the authenticity of their connection. Their wedding was a modest celebration, a gathering of neighbors, friends, and kind strangers who came together to honor the resilience of the human spirit and the power of a second chance. In the months that followed, Mari embraced her new life with a quiet determination. Gone were the days of extravagant dresses and glittering parties. Instead, she adopted a simple wardrobe that reflected the modesty of her surroundings, a few neatly pressed garments, and a light veil that framed her gentle features. Each morning, as she joined the local community in prayer at the small mosque, Mari felt a renewed sense of purpose. The lessons of kindness, humility, and unity taught by her new friends and the sincere atmosphere of the mosque filled her with an inner peace that had long eluded her. Meanwhile, Mr. Hassan began to share more of his past with Mari. One afternoon, as they sat side by side on a weathered bench near his satay stall, he revealed the painful details of the betrayal that had upended his life. "I once owned a thriving textile company in Surabaya," he confessed in a low, steady voice. "I trusted a friend with my heart and my business. But in a single stroke of treachery, everything was taken from me through forged documents and deceit. I was left with nothing but the determination to start over." Though his tale was one of loss and regret, Mr. Hassan's eyes shone with a quiet dignity that only true resilience can bestow. For Mari, his story resonated deeply. Each word was a reminder that even in the face of unspeakable betrayal, the human spirit can find the strength to rebuild. Determined to honor both their pasts while forging a new future together, Mari and Mr. Hassan decided to transform his modest satay stall into a small restaurant. They envisioned a place where the community could gather to share not only delicious meals, but also stories of hope, perseverance, and renewal. They named the establishment Hassan's Satay House. With every meal prepared and every table set, they poured their hearts into creating an atmosphere of warmth and genuine care. In that little restaurant, Mari discovered that the true riches of life were not measured in the glitter of wealth, but in the honest smiles exchanged over a simple dish, in the heartfelt laughter shared among friends, and in the comforting embrace of community. As the seasons changed in Banyuwangi, so too did Mari. The pain of her past slowly transformed into a quiet strength, and the betrayal that once had shattered her began to serve as a lesson in resilience. Every sunrise brought a promise of renewal, and every sunset painted the sky with hues of hope. In the gentle rhythms of daily life, whether it was the soft call to prayer, the laughter of children playing in the market, or the steady hum of conversation in the modest cafe, Mari found that true contentment lay in the simplicity of living authentically. One clear morning, as the warm light of dawn bathed the rice fields in gold and the ocean murmured its eternal lullaby, Mari paused to reflect on the journey that had led her here. The woman who had once been defined by opulence and sorrow had now been reborn as one who cherished each small moment of joy. With Mr. Hassan by her side, she had learned that even when life strips away everything familiar, it also leaves behind the essential ingredients for happiness: love, community, and the courage to start anew. Their story, shared quietly among friends and passed from neighbor to neighbor, became a testament to the transformative power of loss and the redemptive strength of the human heart. In every dish served at Hassan's Satay House, in every prayer whispered in the cool evening air, and in every tender smile exchanged between Mari and Mr. Hassan, there lay a promise that life, however unpredictable, always holds the potential for renewal. Thus, under the endless blue skies of Banyuwangi, and amidst the gentle embrace of a community that valued authenticity over wealth, Mari and Mr. Hassan continued to write their story. Their love, forged in the crucible of heartbreak and nurtured by mutual respect and understanding, became a living reminder that even after the deepest betrayal, the chance to rebuild a life filled with genuine connection remains ever present. Each day, as they worked side by side in their modest restaurant and as they joined their neighbors in quiet moments of reflection, they celebrated not only their survival but also the beauty of a second beginning. In the quiet moments before dawn, when the world was still and the promise of a new day shimmered in the cool air, Mari often found herself marveling at the twists of fate that had brought her from the glittering avenues of Paris to the humble shores of Banyuwangi. Her journey was a tapestry woven with threads of pain and hope, loss and renewal. And in that intricate weave lay the story of a woman who had discovered that true wealth is measured not by material possessions, but by the enduring bonds of love and the quiet strength of the human spirit. As the years passed, the legacy of Mari and Mr. Hassan grew, touching the lives of everyone around them. Their story served as a beacon of hope for those who had known loss, a reminder that even when life seems to have lost all its color, the chance for rebirth remains. In the shared laughter at Hassan's Satay House, in the warm conversations under Banyuwangi's starlit sky, and in the heartfelt prayers of a community that had embraced them both, the spirit of renewal shone brightly. Now, as Mari looked back on all that had transpired, she understood that every ending had paved the way for a new beginning. The glitter of her former world had faded, replaced by the soft glow of genuine connections and the quiet power of a heart that had learned to love again. With Mr. Hassan by her side, she faced each day with gratitude for the simple joys that now defined her existence. A life built on compassion, resilience, and the unyielding belief that even after the darkest night, dawn will always come. And so, beneath the vast, unending skies of Banyuwangi, where the gentle sea whispered secrets to the shore and every day promised a new start, Mari and Mr. Hassan continued their journey together. Their love, humble yet unbreakable, was a testament to the truth that the most precious treasures in life are not found in wealth or opulence, but in the shared moments of kindness, the bonds of community, and the unwavering courage to embrace life anew. In this simple, soulful existence, Mari discovered that happiness was not an illusion reserved for the privileged few, but a gift available to all who dare to seek it. With every sunrise that brought a promise of renewal, with every sunset that reminded her of life's gentle rhythm, she knew that her journey was far from over. Rather, it was a continuous unfolding, a narrative written not in grand gestures, but in the quiet, steadfast beats of a heart that had learned to live, to love, and to find beauty in the most unassuming moments.